Mom, don't watch this. Thank you. So living in LA is a lot different than living in NC. For one thing, pollen. In the South, if you happen to be allergic to pollen, heaven help you. But here, I can inhale as deeply as I want and be tear-free. It's like I'm in a friggin' Claritin commercial. Granted, we have an abundance of another powdery subject here, but we don't need to get into that. There's also just a general feeling of tolerance here. For the most part, people can have this attitude of, you know, as long as you're not hurting anyone, you do you, man. And coming from a very much more conservative and sometimes very much more judgmental culture, it's very freeing. However, it does have some downsides. Ignoring all of the gang violence, drug abuse, and just general crime that LA is kind of known for, we have a lot of, characters. Granted, every place has some, interesting folks, but there seems to be a disproportionate number here. Now, this isn't saying anything bad about these people. I fully recognize in many cases that life and circumstances beyond their control have screwed them over so much in ways that I'll hopefully never know. This is not about people at all. Behavior, however. The other day I went to the store to get just like 2 items for dinner. Super quick, you know, I had my headphones in, just in and out. However, as I'm heading out the door, the man in front of me turns around and asks,
"But you're really into math, right?"
I'm sorry?
Math, you know, algebra, calculus. You're a pro at it, right?
I didn't know this guy from Adam, but he suddenly leapt into the middle of a conversation like we had been talking for the past 10 minutes. I'm not really a math person, I guess.
Oh, well, okay. So you play drums?
No, I don't play any instruments.
Yeah, I know.
Now at this point, we were stopped in the doorway with people shuffling around us trying to get out. I had my full vlogging setup in my backpack, you know, with all my cameras and equipment, thankfully all zipped up, but still. Not stepping foot outside. While I'm in here, at least if anything happens, it'll be captured on the security cameras. So while he's talking, I kind of shimmy back through the doors and he follows.
Oh, yeah.
Suddenly he switches train of thought and he's all,
"Now I'm back in school learning about adjectives and algebra and nouns. You know how it is. You had to do this too."
Did I mention he was at least in his 40s, if not older? Like, he looked perfectly normal. Like, he looked, you know what? He looked like a generic dad. But now he's going on about relearning what an adjective is. Yeah, relearning, as he said.
You know, these teachers, they teach you one thing and then they go around and change it. But it's okay, because my teacher is super hot and I know she totally...
And that's where I made my phone ring and pretended to pick up a call. But the weirdest thing was, as I apologized, but I gotta take this call, he thanked me for my time, said goodbye, and walked out the door. I later checked and nothing had been stolen, so I mean, at least there's that. Of course, when I got home, I discovered I forgot something, so we just got pizza that night. Of course, that's not the weirdest engagement I've had with a stranger here. I mean, just last week, I was in Venice. The beach town. I'm not that rich. Waiting to meet up with a friend on the sidewalk right outside of a restaurant and just getting a little time lapse of the road. I mean, no big deal. There are loads of tourists with cameras, so I don't stick out at all. Or so I thought. Suddenly, I noticed this fellow crossing the street right in front of me. There was no crosswalk, and this was a pretty decently busy road. And he was quite the spectacle. A dress shirt with the bottom buttons unbuttoned, sneakers with the laces missing, and quite the pair of pants. How do I remember this so well? I was recording the time lapse. This was his introduction to me.
I'm starting a movie company on Saturday.
Okay, so far so good. I mean, he's just telling me about his movie company that he's starting on Saturday, cause it's just that easy, right?
We talked. So I'm starting a movie company Saturday. We talked down in Culver City.
I've never been to Culver City.
Okay, I'm starting a movie company.
Okay, so obviously it's one of these guys. You know, they kind of make you think that you must just not remember meeting him before, but obviously you trusted him in the past, right? So you'd think that after being caught blatantly lying, this guy would just kind of give up and go on to his next victim. No harm, no foul, man.
Okay, I'm starting a movie company. I need people with cameras.
Yep, because that's how movie companies work, using their employees' personal belongings as official company equipment. Not to mention, I only had my 70D out, which is a great camera for vlogging, but not at all for actual cinematic use. Are you kidding me?
To make surf movies and freaking kung fu movies.
Well, if we're talking surf movies and kung fu movies, count me in!
You don't have to say yes, you don't have to say no. The party is 2 to 2, just listen.
Okay, chill, dude. I've already made it pretty clear that I'm not interested, so by insisting on continuing, you're just wasting your own time? But whatever, fine.
12 to 12, Saturday across from the Forum.
I thought it was from 2 to 2. Also, at this point, I was making it pretty obvious with my body language that I was not comfortable talking to this guy with, facing slightly away, my arms crossed, and glancing away constantly. And I guess he picked up on it, cause...
That's it, okay? You're fine.
Okay, thanks man. Thanks for the invite, but I'm not interested. We'll both go on our separate ways. Then, in an attempt to reassure me, he could have phrased his next sentence a bit better.
You're okay. Nothing's gonna happen.
Nothing's gonna happen to you that you don't want to happen is not a good phrase to hear from a stranger off the streets. Ever. But he went on his way and I picked up my camera and headed into the restaurant. Also, as I was heading in through the doors, I managed to just get a glance of him walking up to a fellow eating at one of the outside tables. Oh, hey, remember me? We talked. But at that point, it was too late. Sorry, man. So moral of the story, don't talk to strangers. Wait, then you'll never have any friends and you'll die alone. Moral of the story, talk to strangers, but don't be stupid. Most people are pretty chill and really don't want to escalate a situation at all. But if you get a weird feeling about someone, better safe than sorry. You don't really need to worry about seeming a bit rude, because you're never gonna see this person again. Hopefully. Not not the cough. Here it goes. That's how I sound when I sneeze, if you're ever wondering. I'm like a little baby elephant. Check, 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 check. I'm cool, yo. Check, 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 check. Where'd my phone go? Where the heck is my phone? What the heck? I am an idiot. I am an idiot. It's literally right here. I'm reading the script off of it. Wow.